All right, shares of DraftKings honestly bouncing all over the place, but currently up almost 5% after reporting third quarter results. Look at that stock go, 5% gain. The sports betting company cut its full year revenue forecast below analyst estimates and reported a wider than expected loss per share. Let's get to DraftKings CEO, Jason Robbins. There's this idea that the street's fixated on, that there were customer-friendly outcomes, particularly in the realm of NFL. Is that true to your mind? And what's a customer-friendly outcome?
Well, Q3 actually, we said that we had neutral outcomes. So, we had exactly kind of as we expected. And we ended up having a beat in Q3, which is great. Q4, aside from these outcomes, would have been on track for the same. So, basically what it means is that the favorites won a lot and the big name players scored touchdowns and had a lot of yards. And sometimes that happens in sports. The book sometimes wins, sometimes the customers win. And it's hard to know, right? Because we're only, even halfway through the quarter yet, how it's all going to end. It could easily swing the other way. But at this point, for the quarter at least, the 5 weeks that we're into it, the customers are winning. And over the long term, that's great. We need our customers to win. Sometimes they want to win. Sometimes that's part of experiencing the product. So we're really excited, though, that the fundamentals are super strong. We saw 300 bips year-over-year improvement in both promotional rate and gross margin percentage. CACs were down 20% in the quarter. Lots of really good things going on.
It's there's lots of things, full stop, going on. Let's get to technology in a little bit, but in a week where you have a US election and it's getting towards the end of the year, the holidays are fast approaching, how does sports betting stand out? Like, what is the consumer attitude towards placing a bet in a week like this one?
Well, obviously a lot of distraction with the election going on, but as you might imagine, people were even talking about speculating on one side or the other of the election markets, and that was available in certain places too. So, I think it's very much part of the culture now that people want to be, a participant by having an idea, a prediction, a viewpoint on what they think is going to happen. And I think betting is really just, part of that overall trend.
Jason, I want to jump in on that. Polymarket caught a lot of people's attention. Would you go there? Would you expand past sports?
Well, we would only do it if it were in a legal and regulated fashion. So, these types of markets on elections are regulated at the federal level. It's different than the way betting is regulated. It's something that maybe we would, consider looking into before the next election. But I do think that it's only something that we would do in a legal, regulated environment, which is what differentiates us from some of those that are offering it. Now, some are offering it legally now, too. There is a legal framework for it as well, but not everybody is.
Let's just talk about, therefore, that passage of legalization. Is that going to be easier under the next administration? I mean, also just from the point of sports betting, too. We see Missouri come in line, for example.
Well, definitely for us, it's really, the states that are legalizing. And so a lot of what we were watching were the various outcomes in state houses and governor's races around the nation. Obviously, there is some impact from federal, federal government impacts every industry in some way or another. But, taxes, other ways, corporate taxes, meaning. But, in terms of legalization, our action is really at the state level. So as you noted, Missouri was a big win, passed the ballot initiative to legalize sports betting, and very excited about that. Missouri is the 18th largest state and a huge sports state, really great sports fans in Missouri. So excited about that one. Hopefully that'll get up and running soon, and hopefully we'll see even more action when the legislatures come back in session in Q1.
Jason, we focus a lot on this program about how sport is accessed, the technology, right? A transition from linear television to OTT. And I'm fascinated by how the betting markets either benefit or don't benefit from that, right? The consumer has so many options about how to watch sport and pay for it. It's astonishing, actually, what flies out of my bank account each month. Is that a tailwind or a headwind to you when you're thinking about bets being placed in parallel?
Well, I think it's actually a tailwind in that it's part of the overall trend we're seeing, which is sports and interest in sports continues to grow, and betting is a part of that. They're very intertwined. So I think they feed off each other as more and more, people can see more and more sports from around the world, not just their favorite sports or their favorite teams, but they can watch any team or they can watch any sport, and that access is there. That's going to be a benefit to our business. But it's really part of the same overall mega trend, which is, information is easier to come by for the consumer, and the consumer wants to be a more active participant because they have more information and have a viewpoint on things. And I think that's why you're seeing this mega trend around betting that, continues to grow the overall industry in the U.S. and really internationally as well.
Mega trend that you're going to continue to enhance products into. Jason Robins, we appreciate your time. DraftKings CEO.